Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the All-Star starters for the NBA 20 NBA All-Star Game have just been announced, and with that comes players that get snubbed from the starting five. Now, I know getting snubbed from the starters isn't really as bad as getting snubbed in general, but there's still a lot of upset people out there that just think for one reason or another, player A should be starting over player B and vice versa. So for today's video, guys, what we're going to be doing is going through some of the top players in the NBA and talking about who got snubbed, talking about, if the guys that actually did make it are deserving or not. Now, if you want my full-on analysis of the guys that actually did make it, really in depth, go check out my second channel, Extra Crispy. I just did an entire NBA reaction video over there, really talking about my first initial thoughts of all the starters. So yeah, guys, go check that out. And of course, if you guys can please drop that like and subscribe if you're new to my channel right here. So yeah, let's go ahead and just, if you don't know, I'm gonna tell you guys who the NBA All-Star starters are. So what we're gonna be doing is looking at player stats for NBA 2K20, all up to date and everything, at least up till January 23rd, the day they were announced. So league leaders, okay, the guys that made it: James Harden, Giannis, Trae Young, Luka, sorry Damian, sorry Bradley, Kawhi Leonard, Anthony Davis, you got LeBron James, Pascal Siakam, Kemba Walker. I think that's everybody, right? Did I say everybody? I think I said everybody. Okay, yeah, I think I listed 10 people right there. If not, then I mean, you can just look it up too. Yeah, straight up. But yeah, bro, so okay, let's look at the first guy that could have potentially been snubbed. Damian Lillard. Now, to me, Damian Lillard, I think, Steph Curry is not playing right now. Russell Westbrook is a great player, but not the player he once was. Kyrie Irving is whatever this season. Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the league, right? Damian Lillard is the best point guard in the league. I know Luka Doncic is currently listed as shooting guard, at least in NBA 2K20. I don't know. I think he plays mostly point guard, though, so you might actually want to say he's point guard. But you guys let me know in the comment section below. Do you think Luka is a better point guard than Damian Lillard? Now, looking at the numbers this season, because that's the thing that you got to realize when it comes to snubbed players, is that it's based off of right now. It's based off of what's going on right now with the stats, player records, or team records, everything like that. But yeah, man, so Luka Doncic, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, pretty absolutely crazy. Damian Lillard, I will say, if he was winning more basketball games, if his team was winning more basketball games, you could probably make an argument for it. But at the same time, there's not even really that argument you can make. There's absolutely no criteria for actually making the All-Star game, because if you want to use that argument there, well, Trae Young shouldn't have made it, right? He should not be the starter playing. But Damian Lillard, do I feel like he was snubbed? Not really. I think for the most part, the starting five on the Western Conference is pretty decent. With, maybe you can talk about Paul George making it, maybe, but I think for the most part, it's the Eastern Conference that has perhaps, I don't want to say the biggest issues, but the biggest arguments that can be made. Yeah, Bradley Beal, another case where, the All-Star requirement is 2 guards, 3 forwards. Bradley Beal is the best shooting guard in the Eastern Conference. Unfortunately, he's not a top 2 guard in the Eastern Conference. You actually look at his numbers compared to Trae Young, 29 points, 28 points, not far behind there. Rebounding-wise, identical. Assist-wise, Trae Young, I mean, is a point guard, so of course he would average more assists. Steal-wise, right there. Turnovers, Trae Young actually averaged more turnovers. Efficiency-wise, though, this is where you kind of look at things, and the field goal percentage is even with that. But the three-point shot, 37% for Trae Young, 31% for Bradley Beal. So honestly speaking, I think you very well could say that Bradley Beal could have been snubbed. I very well think, and that's the thing, nobody's really talking about him. I was watching the TNT show with Chuck and all them and Shaq, and nobody was really bringing up Bradley Beal. Nobody's really respecting what this guy's doing over on the Washington Wizards. And record-wise, you can't use that excuse. Yes, the Washington Wizards are not a great team, but neither are the Atlanta Hawks. So I definitely think there's a case to say that Bradley Beal could have started over Trae Young, especially if you want to go with more traditional lineup, because then you got Kemba at point guard, the position he plays, Bradley Beal at shooting guard, the position he plays. Now you got Trae and you got Kemba, 2 point guards in the backcourt together. But like I said, man, this is no hate towards Trae Young. He's one of my favorite players to watch. I just think that Bradley Beal is also a fantastic player. So yeah, you got Devin Booker this season. I mean, I would have definitely voted Damian Lillard over Devin Booker. I don't think Devin Booker deserves it over James Harden or Luka Doncic in any way imaginary. I think he deserves to be on the team. I really hope he is. If not, then that's a different story to be had. But no, Devin Booker, absolutely a fantastic player. I'm still waiting for the Phoenix Suns to have a bit more success out there. I think eventually he will be a starter. which is hard to say because, you know, guys like James, well, I don't know, man. Do you think Devin Booker has what it takes to become an all-star starter eventually? Because I'm just like, well, James Harden's going to be around for a long time. Luka Doncic is going to be around for a long time. John Morant going to be a superstar sooner rather than later. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if that Devin Booker ever gets to that point where he's the all-star starter. He would really need to have a crazy-ass season. And those numbers are pretty crazy-ass if you ask me. But, yeah. Brandon Ingram, I don't feel was snubbed as a player. The small forwards, I'm pretty good with who's listed there, because like none of these guys are going to make it over LeBron James, but definitely a guy that deserves to make the All-Star team. Russell Westbrook having a really good season, man. 25 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. It's not the same triple-double Russell Westbrook. We know, but he plays with James Harden now, so we expected that. Let me actually get to the players that I think was snubbed. Okay, we're not going to go through all these guys here. Zach LaVine, I think, doesn't really deserve to be a starter, but deserves to make it. Pascal Siakam. Okay, this is where it gets interesting, because I love Pascal Siakam, what he's doing. But I think one of the biggest snubs is Jimmy Butler. You guys saw this in the video. You guys saw the thumbnail of this video, guys. Jimmy Butler, I think 1,000,000,000% deserves to start in the All-Star game. And I wish they would have like listed him as, because on 2K he's listed as a shooting guard, but he was listed in the forward voting. So you know, if he was a guard, I don't know, I had people responding back to me because I was talking about, they were saying, well, he was a guard, you know, he shouldn't be listed. Like there's no chance. Oh, there's only a chance if he's a forward. I disagree. Like, I would have took Jimmy Butler over Trae Young. And I know the numbers don't say it, but I am a person that, for the most part, there's part of me that understands the whole stats over record thing when it comes to the All-Star game, but there's also a part of me that just looks at the Miami Heat and realizes this team is the second. Let me just show you the standings real quick here, guys, just so you know, if we can take a quick look at that. League standings. The Miami Heat are second place in the damn Eastern Conference, and they don't got a single player representing them as a starter. Like, how is that the case? Nobody expected the Miami Heat to be here, and I understand. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Kendrick Nunn, a lot of those guys caught us off guard this year for the most part, man. Like, nobody expected a lot of what's going on with the Miami Heat, but I think I think the driving force behind it is Jimmy Butler, and what he does on the basketball court. To me, he is the definition of an all-star. He is the definition of an all-star because, you know, I guess the Utah Jazz, you can almost make the same argument there because they're second place and they also don't have anybody else representing them. As opposed, you know, they got the Lakers getting 2 players. The Bucks only have 1 player over there. But, no, man, I really think Jimmy Butler probably deserved to start one way or another. And I really think, because you look at his numbers compared to Pascal Siakam. I wish there was a better way to compare this because he's a little bit farther down the list, scoring-wise at least. You know, 20 points for Jimmy. Pascal is at 23.5. 7 rebounds. Jimmy averages 7 rebounds. 4 assists. Jimmy averages 7 assists. Jimmy averages 2 steals. Pascal's got 1 steal per game. They got the better overall record. I know really people want to talk about the efficiency. 45% field goal for Pascal. And Jimmy's at, well, even 44%. That's not bad. It says non-active for 3-pointers. 0.7 divided by 2.6. That equates to, I don't know, I think it's around like 30%, something like that. So yeah, the 3-point shot's definitely down, but Pascal deserves it too. That's why I can't hate on the man. You know, I sometimes I wish there was just 6 NBA roster spots, like 6 starters. Let's get 6 starters out there because Pascal clearly deserves it too, man. But it just sucks that Jimmy's not going to get in there. It really sucks that Jimmy's not going to get in there. Any other guys that I really see as starting snubs? I mean, I guess if you want to go down and talk a bit about centers, you know, Jokic has really bounced back this season. Does he really deserve it over like a Kawhi Leonard, though? Probably not. Probably doesn't deserve that. Well, actually, you know, let me go back to Jimmy real quick here, and like Pascal. Really, I guess the only argument, maybe I shouldn't be pitting those guys against each other. Maybe it should more so be, you know, like Joel Embiid. Because Joel Embiid is a top center in the NBA. Yo, where's he at? Where's Embiid at? Is his scoring, like, not all that no more? Or did I... Bro, I don't see him. Where is Joel Embiid? I probably passed him like 17 times. Unless he's farther up this list than I thought. He's not. Yo, let me look up the 70s. Yeah, let's go to the centers. Bro, is he dead? Well, damn, you might get that starting spot then. I got the 76ers listed there. There he is, man. Joel Embiid just like poofed from existence. Okay, well, he's averaging 23 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists per game. Really the only argument is obviously the games played. I mean, that's the only argument I can make about Joel Embiid is he hasn't played as many games as the other guys did. So does that mean that should he get awarded for doing what he's doing, but doing it in a less amount of time? You know, I think that's an argument to be had. Anybody else? I know there was one guy that about 3 weeks ago I was really like thinking he possibly could have made it. He might not be listed on here either because apparently the big guys have... Bro, this game is so glitchy, guys. This is the glitchiest... Wow, literally every player I want to talk about just isn't on here. Okay, well, the other guy I was considering, but I don't think deserves it now. There was a time, though, when he was really killing it, is Karl-Anthony Towns. 27 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists per game, but shooting lights out. I mean, he's Steph Curry in a center's body. I think he's another guy that you probably could have made the case for being well-deserving of it, but at the same time, you know, I get that too. But yeah, I guess long story short, my biggest argument here was Jimmy Butler. I think he's the biggest snub. I think maybe Paul George, you could have argued him in the Western Conference, but I think they got it right for the most part, guys. I'm not upset about the starters. It's just I'm upset there's not more roster spots. But that's all I got, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm sure I will do this again once like the actual complete reserves are listed, because that's when we really get in the nitty-gritty of guys that didn't even make it at all. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, because I talked about Jimmy Butler being snubbed. I know King of the Fourth Quarter, he replied back to my tweet saying that, you know, at the end of the day, the resume doesn't show if you were a starter or a bench player, so as long as he makes it, he's good to go, which I totally agree with that too. I just more so like talking about it for the sake of like just like the argument, because, you know, it's basketball. What else do we do, guys? We watch basketball and we argue about shit. That's just our thing out there, right, man? But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section below who was a player you thought was extremely snubbed. I guess one last guy that I also don't think popped up for whatever reason, man, because 2K's broke. Ben Simmons. I think Ben Simmons probably should be mentioned here. Now, I don't think Ben Simmons has been great the entire season. There was a point in the season where he was just kind of like, you know, kind of flatlining, where it's like he didn't seem like he was improving. His defense was still really good and everything, though. But then, like, this past few, like, really past, what, week and a half, with, like, Joel Embiid being out, he's absolutely skyrocketed, so you can make a case for that. But, yeah, that's all I got. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace out, my friends.